Hello, everyone. Hi, you guys. I put the wrong thing up. Let's start the show the only way we know how. Welcome to the Big Brother Breakdown with Joleen. Welcome to the BB Breakdown with Joleen. That's me. Hello, everyone. And welcome to the Big Brother Breakdown with Joleen. That's me. Hopefully, you all are having a very good Sunday. I think it's Sunday. Let me throw out my little Joleen thing. Okay, now I'm professional. Now I'm getting back to being professional, you guys. I picked a different overlay. Hello to everyone joining us live. First things first, if this is your first time on my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe, smash the bell so you get notified every time I post a new video. Give this video a thumbs up. We're sitting at 51 thumbs up, you guys. We just started. We got 51 likes. Let's get it to 500. We are going to be talking about BB22. We're pre-gaming before tonight's all new episode, but I mean, we're going to have spoilers, obviously. We're going to talk about what's been going on the live feeds, and it's not going to spoil much because it's the same thing every freaking week. So hello. If you want to support the channel, a great way to do it is like how Tami did it. Super stickers. Also in the description of this video, there are links to Patreon, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, because I want to be a cool kid. And if you guys didn't see, yesterday I posted a Christmas impression video. A lot of you were tweeting at me saying, hey, Joleen, why aren't you up on Cringe Miss, who I'm now calling her Cringe Miss? Leg Day, you know, we call her all kinds of fun things here on the Breakdown with Joleen. So thank you, Tami, for the super chat. Thank you, Kelly, for the super sticker. So make sure you guys go give that video a like. I would like to jump the views up. If you can share it on your social media, that would be great. I think we're under 2K views, and I'm like, come on, we must share the scariness that is Christmas, aka Cringe Miss on the feeds. Thank you, Robyn J. I'm trying to hide my grace. Okay, without further ado, you guys, I am so excited because today I am joined by a very special co-host. She and I produce a comedy show together in Los Angeles called the Mermaid Comedy Hour. Normally it's at the Hollywood Improv, but ever since COVID, we did a couple online, and I think we're gonna go back and do more Zoom comedy shows. She's hilarious, and she's a Big Brother fan who fell off for a little bit, but jumped back on this season. So you guys, welcome my friend, the hilarious, wonderful Jeena Bloom. Jeena, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you? I know I just asked you that right before the show, but let's for the viewers at home, how are you?
I'm doing okay. I'm dealing with some like seasonal allergies where it just I just the whole live I'm gonna just look like I'm crying. I'm just gonna be crying. My tears, Jeena.
It's an emotional time. You know, we have it's funny. It's funny because I hadn't thought of Cringe Miss, but privately I've been calling Christmas Karen Miss. So
yes.
So the love is there.
Karen Miss. I didn't even think of that one. Yes, that's why I like to have you on, Jeena, because stand-up comedy, we think of these things.
That's
Karen
what
Miss.
we do.
Yes, thank you, Jennifer Pantel, for the $20 super chat. So appreciated. Love you. Keep going. Thank you. Thank you, Jennifer. All right, Jeena, let's get caught up. So I know you and I talked
yes.
probably like a month ago about Big Brother, and you said you used to be a huge fan, then you kind of fell off. What made you jump back on to this season?
Quarantine is the big thing. You know, I have a lot of time, and Big Brother takes up a lot of time, so that was a thing. Hope it's nothing.
You know what? That's a good enough damn reason.
That's the primary reason. This is time. That's it.
And exactly, we can give our lives to these feeds, and
yes.
I think a lot of people have dropped off because the season has been just so horrendous. Since we haven't heard from you yet, like, what are you thinking about this season so far?
Yeah, it's not great. I gotta say, it's not surprising that it's not great because like the people that I thought would dominate dominated. Like it's just it's the boring, buff dudes. They're all like 10 years older, but they're still the same boring buff dudes that they were. And it's been a time. I don't know how it's been the past 6 years or so, but like, it was all about showmances and like good TV and things like that. But now I don't know what they're doing. Like it makes me miss a showmance.
I know.
Because at least it was drama.
At least it was something. These people are not giving us good TV at all. And the house guests that keep going on the block, like Kevin and David keeps bringing this up on the live feeds, like the fans must be so bored because every week after week, it's the same freaking thing. It's
the same people, and it's like only how much more Enzo. Yes, I love Rain Like Chocolate. I also didn't buy the feeds. I almost did. I was because Joleen and I were talking about this, for about a month now, and I was like, I should buy the feeds and like see what's going on. And then I read, like the Twitter feeds. I'm like, that doesn't sound like anything I want to watch on my computer.
Oh no! And if you go to the Scenarios YouTube channel, they have it all there.
Yes.
For you, and they highlight a lot of the videos that you need to see to be up to date with just what's going on in these feeds. So basically, we just like to kind of roast them and talk about, the things going on, happening on the feeds, you guys. And a lot of this has to do, I don't know if you know about this, Jeena, but has to do with the fact that there was huge pre-gaming going on. And especially Derek from BB16. Not sure if you saw that season. It's the season Cody and Nicole started in, and Derek was the winner. Yes. He was undercover cop. He was just like blah blah blah.
Yeah, I think that was my last one because I definitely remember Cody and Nicole. Nicole, you cannot forget Nicole. And I remember Derek. Yeah, as the cop. Yeah, absolutely. And he acted like an undercover cop. And yes, I think that was the last season that I watched, actually.
Well, he's alive and well in this season because he pre-gamed for Cody, set up alliances, as did Dan from BB10 from Memphis. So really, a lot of these people never had a chance coming into it because they all talked and pre-gamed, and a lot of them had final twos going in. So that's why Kaser and Janelle were targeted early on, and Bailey and Davon never had a chance. They just started that Slick Six side alliance. Yeah. Like, here you go, gals. And then Kevin and David were just screwed from the start.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked that a bunch of guys got together and fixed everything. I'm shocked that
what? A bunch of white men
got together and fixed the game ahead of time. I am shocked. How dare you?
It's like it's Congress. It's so weird. Brianna says Joleen is going full Franzel with these allergies. I am. I'm doing my. It's just so mean. It's you guys. And then, the cool Franzel. Yeah, my nasal is just hurting. Thank you, Marissa. Loving the new background. I'm trying to be a little more techie. All right, you guys. Let's get into some spoilers and things. Did you see Danielle Reyes' tweet about Derek? I did not. If someone could link me to that, that would be amazing. Okay, so here's what we got going on. Spoiler alert, in tonight's episode, we will see who the HOH is. The HOH is Cody. Can we get boring than Cody?
Yeah. I read the spoilers, and I actually watched a little bit of the stuff. But yeah, Cody again.
And he just, what a novel idea. He put Kevin and David up.
I know. Look, I love me some Kevin. I love that. I love that he is realistic about his gameplay. It sucks he keeps getting nominated every week. I get it as the queer person. I imagine if I were ever on this show, not that I have, the yawning gap of self-esteem that would require me to, to want to be on it. But if I were, I know that I would be the Kevin of the house. That I get. But like David, I want to love him, but his gameplay is so dumb.
I know. It's like he has these moments of, he's definitely playing the dumb too dumb.
He's like playing,
more than he lets on. But he is bothering these house guests now, and so I'm all here for it. And he's actually in a decent standing as far as this week.
He is because he's made his name so bad that it's good. He's come around the world. He's gone full circle and come back around in your face like a revolution. Yeah, no, I agree. And like I remember when I saw his whole thing about pretending like he didn't use that disruptor power on himself.
Yeah.
I was like, that's just a dumb, pointless lie. I bet that bites him in the ass. And then of course the next week it absolutely does. I'm like
I love David because this mayonnaise alliance, the committee, the main alliance, the pre-gamed alliance, they need to know what's happening at all times. They're very controlling. Yes. And so the fact that David has kept them on their toes with this stuff, and won't tell them what they want or won't do what they want, and we'll get to the POV spoilers because he definitely did not do what they wanted in the POV. They get so bothered. It's the only entertainment we have, Jeena.
Yeah, I know. He's the agent of chaos, which I just saw on HBO. He's basically the Russian hackers of BB All-Stars.
That's like the perfect description for him. He's the agent of chaos inside the BB house. Yes, like Dahlia is saying, David be trolling, and I'm here for it. Yes. Okay. So they did the POV. So, first Cody put up, like I said, David and Kevin. And I don't know if you guys saw this, but on the feeds, Kevin for a lot of the season, Jeena, has been not the Kevin we saw in BB11. He's been really mopey, really like Eeyore. And some people have messaged me and been like, his background, and there's lots of reasons for this. And I'm coming to understand more about Kevin the more he talks to the cams and the more he comes out of his shell and puts that blanket down that he's carrying around 24/7. Because I was excited to see Kevin. And then there was a time where I was like, screw Kevin. He's just like, he has the worst reads in the house. But this Kevin, I wish we would have seen all along. He is starting to just be so honest, and he's talking to the feeds, and he has to talk to Cody, and he like acts out hanging himself. He's like, this fucking sucks. He's so sick of these people. This is his 5th time on the block. He's like, screw you. I'm going home, Cartman style. And so he goes in to talk to Cody and Jeena. Oh my God, it was so good. So Cody gives them the whole, there's something about this new school Big Brother where they just can't own their HOHs. Put them on the block and own it and just say, I'm doing some, for my game. They all have to. It's a very like privileged place they all come from where the HOHs will put you up, endanger your game, and then cry, and then you got to hug them.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of that. Yeah, especially these are all-stars, so they've been around the block, and like I think there's a lot of like self-regard going on with the way they're playing. It's like they want to win. Some of them want to win, but they also want to look good for like the audience.
Exactly, and they're just too worried about it.
Yeah.
So they're coming off just even more unlikable. So Cody is talking to Kevin, and Kevin's like, Cody, what am I gonna do to just not be on the block? Just tell me. And Cody's like, this dude is damn near 30 years old, and every other word out of his mouth is like, Jeena, what is wrong with this dude?
I didn't realize he was almost 30. He looks like I wish Cody would go in. Me too. Yeah, we got the triple. What is that? That's like this week, right? The triple elimination. Nice. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Thank God. I feel like they set that triple up because they're like, these are some boring ass white people. We need to cull this herd right now.
Hurry this shit up. So Kevin's up there, and Cody's like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, I got a tattoo, barbed wire, soccer, da da da. And Kevin's like, can you just tell me? Can you just tell me what's going on? Can you just not put me up and do something a little different? And Cody, it's hard for me. So Kevin comes back, counters Cody's privilege, like, it's so hard being HOH. It is not. If it's so hard being HOH, don't win HOH.
Yeah, so don't play for it, right?
Exactly.
You're telling the guy who's all of his friends are gone, and he's been on the nominated, I think every week, but maybe one or two. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it's so hard being me, this person with all the power and a million friends.
And you're telling the constant underdog in this game this season, it's just so hard, like Jeena said, just being popular. And it's having abs is like not all that great. Like, just because it's hard for me, being beautiful, which he thinks he is a little too beautiful.
I had read, I don't know if this is true since I didn't see the feeds, but I had read that Danny was trying to flirt with Cody at some point early in the feeds.
Oh no, still Jeena.
Still. Oh.
Corrupting her game. What we thought would be maybe a powerful woman player, because there's so many powerful women we thought that were cast on the season. And no, it's she's just fallen into Cody's like every time he says she gets a lady boner, and she just
my goodness.
It's
Danny.
really gross. There was one night, Jeena, where she was begging him not to leave the HOH. Don't leave, Cody. Don't leave. It's cringy. It's so cringy.
That's unfortunate. Danny's not my favorite by any stretch, but like I would hope that she would have better taste. But yes, she did flirt with Cody. That I did not read wrong. Thank you, Kamisha. That is
yeah, she could. The only exciting thing this season was the premiere. Ain't that the truth, Ben? So Kevin just checks Cody's privilege and continues to check him. And I'm like, I wanted this Kevin here all along. He's just like, oh, Cody, it must be so hard. And, and Cody's like, you were partnered with Davon, and Davon was constantly, you're telling me now that she was coming after me, because Kevin was pretty much laying all the cards out. Like, here's the deal, Cody. I'm not necessarily coming for you, even though he is, but it's part of the game,
Sure.
And he's like, here's the deal, blah, 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 Davon, but she wanted you out, but I just want to play. I want to stay a little bit longer. And Cody's like, so like, you tell me like since Davon like wanted me out, like then like you do, bro. Like, so hard, bro. And Kevin, he just starts in and says, I'm sorry, I'm not going to feel bad for you for that. And Kevin's like, when I walk in a room, the conversation stops. And Cody said, well, so just me? So just me? I stopped the conversation, so just me? And Kevin says, it's not all about you, Cody. And you would have thought, Jeena, that Kevin sat on his favorite soccer ball. Like, he was so mad. Cody was so mad at the
poor Cody.
Poor Cody. That Kevin called out his bullshit. And Cody, after that, Kevin just kept owning the conversation. He goes, well, maybe Kevin said, I don't know, because Cody's like, am I in the same conversation here? Like, I'm not the bad guy. I never said it was all about me. That's a personal dig, Kevin. Yeah, it is a personal dig, and you deserve it. You put him on the block now twice, and this is his 5th time going up. Cody, deal with it. Kevin has a great read on Cody in that he says, Cody just doesn't understand that not everyone's going to like you.
Yeah. Also, you're unlikable, bro. So, like, definitely not. Like, it's hard. It's hard. The world doesn't revolve around you. Yeah, it's really difficult to hate Cody though when Memphis exists and is on the show.
Tell us how you feel about Memphis, Jeena. Just
Memphis he sucks, guys. I hope I'm not on the wrong side of history on this one, but he's
You're on the right side. You're on the right side.
I'm not shocked by that at all. But this whole thing that he had on the last episode, one of the last episodes, where he was like giving his business deal to David, and it's like, oh my God, dude, do you think that you're on Wall Street? Like, what's going on with this?
He does. Jeena, you messaged me and you said that. What did you say he was?
Oh, I said that he was like middle management Hulk Hogan, and I said that because he was sitting there calling him brother. Like, yeah, brother, you tell me. Like, he sounded like Hulk Hogan giving you a bad review at work. Like, it was so strange.
Don't tell anyone, brother. Thank you, Jamie B, for the super chat. We all know Joleen is BB22. Facts are facts. Thank you.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you. So then Kevin leaves, and the last thing Kevin says when he walks out of the room, because Cody's now mad, he's like, I don't want to talk anymore. And because Kevin mentioned that if I go to jury, I'm going to do what I want to do. Like, I'm pretty much whatever. I'm going to vote however I want to vote. And if people screwed me over, or, here's the thing. Why would someone vote for you? If you guys didn't see it, Ina posted our wonderful Ina Crunk. She posted a video. Ina, feel free to drop your YouTube link in the chat about no such thing as a bitter jury, or no such thing as a bitter juror. There's no reason for Kevin to vote for you. You haven't went out of your way to connect with him at all. You haven't went out of your way to talk game with him, strategize. And so Cody's like, why'd you come up to me? Why'd you come up to me, bro? And Kevin's trying to explain, like, the privilege, dude. You're in the big group.
Yeah.
And every time I try to incorporate myself, you guys stop talking. So, I mean, I felt on the outs, and I don't owe you anything. Cody's like, oh, so you're going to do that? You're going to take that to jury? Jerry, you're gonna threaten me? And Kevin's like, all right, well, I think we'll just agree to disagree. And then the last thing he says it's so funny, Jeena. Like, everyone go back. They got a clip of it on scenarios. It's just so worth it. They kept cutting the feeds though. I'm so sick of whoever has their button on the feeds. I want to punch them in the face. This show makes me so violent, Jeena. And,
me too. I've forgotten how stressful this thing is. Even when it's this boring, it's still stressful.
It is still because you're like, it could be so much better. He walks out, and I'm trying to think now. The last thing he said was, "Nice connecting with you, or good connecting with you, Cody," and walks out. And I was like, Nothing, just clocked his ass. And Cody didn't know what to do. And like the privileged dude he is, he had to run around and get acceptance from everyone else. Be like,
of course.
Guess what Kevin did. And he told everybody.
You had to go talk to Enzo and get like some moral support from the Meow Meow.
What do you think of the Meow Meow this season with his yos and lack of hygiene, allegedly? But he's sitting pretty well in the game.
He's sitting pretty well. I think even though I think that his physical abilities aren't the greatest, and that may cost him some key competitions, to put my psychic hat on, I think he's sitting pretty well in the fact that he's not as actively disliked as other people.
Exactly.
But I also think he's a big offender of the too self-aware bug. Like he understood that he got some a little bit of fame for being the Meow Meow the first time around. So now he's the capital M Meow, capital M Meow. Like he's gonna add a third meow. I don't know what he's gonna do, but like it's a little too meowy.
It's way too meowy. I get annoyed with Enzo, but then on the scale of likability, I guess he's higher up than the rest of these idiots.
Yeah, as far as the alliance of bruh, he's probably the best bruh of the bruhs.
Yeah,
that's not saying much.
That's a good way to put it, Jeena. He's the best bruh of the bruh, but there's some shitty bras. So there's no good bras.
There's no good bras.
It's shitty bra.
Right.
Yeah, he's sitting in, and I do not understand it from a game standpoint. The fact that people want to take him to the end when he's so likable and can win comps. What are you talking about? He's infiltrated everywhere.
It's a weird sort of like underestimation of him, because he's like a little bit older and he's like a little bit smaller. So I think that the Codys and the Tylers of the world kind of underestimate that. But like he's also just more likable, and like Tyler is just, he could have been like the fun surfer bro, but like then he's just kind of not.
He's boring, and he is a quitter, and he's a baby about stuff.
He's a super baby about stuff, and then like this whole like, I feel so bad about this, and then I don't feel bad about putting you up, and do you want to win or not? But also get off my TV.
Exactly. I'm so sick of Ty and how he used like Black Lives Matter, and he used the movement for his game. And no matter what his intention was, it was unnecessary to do that in general. And it was just shows how privileged he is, that he doesn't realize what a big deal that was to come to two Black women in the house and tell them that you were going to get someone to put you up in their place so that they could stay because they were there.
Yeah.
For cause. And then he was like, nah, just kidding. It's Bailey shit. Then I take it back. Ty's ready to play. Ty's got his bands tied. No, he doesn't even, I don't think, have ties on his shoes. He just slides them on. Kamisha, I hope I'm saying your name right. Kamisha reviews, fellow BB YouTuber. Hello. New here. Real talk. I love to see it. Well, shout out to you. Everyone go subscribe. Thank you for the super chat. Robyn, thank you for the super sticker. That is unbelievably kind and generous of you. Love it, love it, love it. It's just I didn't understand. Well, I understand. Like I always say, I understand why a lot of like white viewers or white bloggers didn't want to talk about that too much. But I think it's important to talk about that. You cannot weaponize that kind of stuff in a game. It was just so unnecessary. And I know we've talked about it on my channel before at length, but this is something Tyler's going to have to answer for in the real world. And I don't think he's prepared for that.
It's telling that CBS seems to want to play this up and seems to want to address it on the show, but the house guests keep undermining that by behaving the way they behave. Like they had this whole thing, about Kaser when he was on, about having his talks and being very upfront about the last few years and why he came on the show, and of course you had Dave on and all of that. But then, like, the way the competitions shake out, it's all of the, people of color. It's the queer people. It's anyone who's not the sort of straight white fit person that gets bumped out. So it's like, yeah, we're gonna talk about how important it is to see someone else win, and then they don't win.
Yeah, exactly. And then you don't do the thing that pisses me off with CBS and Big Brother is that they make so many allowances for their shitty players throughout the years, and they're all of a sudden you're like, why does that idiot get to stay? Like last season, there was a guy who was awful. His name was Jackson. We called him Jerkson, and he just decided to cheat on slop and hide food in the trash and eat it in the shower and break multiple rules and went on to win. And they didn't do anything. They just got rid of have-nots. Christmas, who we're seeing on this season, aka Cringemas, in her season, she was riding on some cowboy's back, and he dropped her. She broke her foot. She went out and had surgery. Voted from her hospital bed. Was able to come back in and still play with a boot on her foot. The privilege, and not to mention, Jeena, Cringemas. I don't know if you know this. She is accused of a few felonies by ramming her Mercedes. In 2018, she rammed her Mercedes into her baby daddy's girlfriend's Honda Civic, and then followed her into a gym, CrossFit, because it's good for you.
Yeah.
And body, bro, get swole. And threw an iced coffee at her. Yet she gets to play. Do you think any person of color playing this game,
of course not,
would ever be? No, the privilege.
No. Yeah.
Privilege.
Some Mercedes driving whatever like that doesn't surprise me, because she got very aggro a couple of times in that big argument. That was a bit much. Like, she just went right up there and like that.
That's a thing that's been on, apparently, during the POV. Nicole Franzel said on the feeds that Christmas was told on 3 separate occasions from the producer, because they were doing the POV was OTEV, you guys, if you didn't know. And she was told to sit down during the comp, because apparently when she saw it was OTEV, well, first, when they did the draw for names, she was not picked. And she was pissed. Christmas, Cringemas, bad. So she got mad. And then when they were out there, I guess she threw another fit, and they kept having to tell her to sit down. And she has just been a cuckoo pachu on the feeds. Jeena, she's talking to the camera. Yeah. Sometimes she dances and is flirts with them, is cringe. Other times, the other night, 2 nights ago, she was crying. Or maybe it was 3 nights ago. She was crying late in the morning in the showman's room, and she was and she went from crying to maniacally laughing. So I did my impression video to where she goes, if they're gonna come after me, this will be the most epic eviction anyone's ever seen. And then she was referring to Davon as Dominique, and Dominique was a Black woman in BB19 who she also had issues with in her BB19 cast. So she was calling Davon Dominique. She seemed out of it. She seemed, it was like a horror film, Jeena.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. That yeah, what the fuck? Absolutely, hello there. What double F?
She was just she was then she's like, I miss my family. I miss Loyal. I miss Zeb. I will kill everyone in this house. Holy cringe, miss. Calm down.
Calm down. But she's got a short shelf life. I read that she's already being passed around as the replacement nomination, and I think that it's about to be the 13th day of Christmas. Boom. Because I think she's about ready to hit her brick wall. I think they're about done.
I wish. Here's the problem. COVID Cody, there was talk that she'd be a backdoor if David or Kevin, if Kevin won the POV.
Right.
Put up Christmas. However, Memphis doesn't want to do this because he's got this wise guys,
the wise guys. Yeah, I forgot this. I forgot this epic of gameplay.
Right. And Memphis he's another one who just sniffs his own toots. He just thinks he's so good. Memphis smart. And you're just like, Memphis, calm down, Poke House. Like, okay, you run a Poke House. We got it. And a couple other, I'm sure, shitty places. I don't know. Allegedly. So unfortunately, COVID Cody won the POB as well. So he's going to keep noms the same because he's too big of a pussy. And I hate to call him a pussy because pussies are strong and they create life. So he's just like a tiny nutsack. And
yes, absolutely. He's a shriveled ball sack.
He's a shriveled ball sack. He won't make any big game moves. And so Christmas is safe. But the committee, Jeena, is big mad because David, who's on the block, when they were doing OTEV, it was kind of a different type of OTEV comp because they can't have the same kind due to COVID. So I don't know how it changed, but Frazzled Franzel was very upset. She was like, it was so hard. It's not fair. One thing I do agree with her on is I think a lot of these comps, at times I feel like they're more geared toward people who are just in super shape. And I don't.
I agree with that. But I do have to agree with the comment section that your voice work is stellar, but your Nicole is next level. I really appreciate it.
I think it's just because I'm from Minnesota, she's from Michigan. I'm a blonde, annoying white chick. She's a blonde, annoying white chick. It's just it's in me. It's in me.
Yeah, I got you.
My inner Nicole. So they, so I think I wish they had more like I want more puzzles. I want more wordplay. I want to spell things. I want to actually see some brain power being used, not just running and picking up stuffed animals and shoving them in a cage.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, it'd be nice. It'd be nice to see.
Be nice.
So David, first time out, he's in OTEV and he's searching for his answer, and he finds, because this OTEV has, since we have the neighbor twist with Dr. Will, you can win prizes. So David finds a 10K. He takes the 10K first round and he's out. What do you think about that?
I kind of love the guy. He plays a game that makes no logical sense, and in this house and with these leftovers, that for entertainment value, that's what I like to see. I like to see a guy who can't be predicted. I like that brings me joy. I want him to take money while he's on the block. I want him to lie about something that's so factually untrue that it actually annoys people. I want him to keep doing those David things.
Yes, me too. I agree. I think there was a lot of different opinions out there. I mean, Evil Dick was tweeting and he was like, you do not take a prize when you're on the block. You play, you go hard. Oh, I see that, but if this wasn't such a shit season with predetermined freaking alliances and they're constantly targeting, like you said, all the queer folk, all the POCs, then I would have that. But here's the deal. That's what they're doing. And also David is using what he said, any extra money that he wins on this game, he is donating it to Black Lives Matter causes, which really upsets the male allies. Like, well, I guess that's nice and all, but it's hard.
Right. They can't get angry. Oh, you're going to give it to charity. Fine, then I guess that's okay. But I 2 weeks ago, I was like, man, David is the worst player I've ever seen. And that may still be true, but I love, he's unintentionally funny, but I love his anti-strategy it's working for him now. It's so bad, it's good.
Yes, I love how you call it the anti-strategy because it's exactly what it is. And Christmas, I mean, okay, so all Memphis, Christmas, which we call Mr. and Mrs. Claus. That's what Davon called them, and I love it. Yeah. And Danny.
Perfect.
Mr. and Mrs. Claus are pissed. Danny's pissed. Danny's just like, he undermined the game and and they're all talking from a place of being in the top head alliance the entire yeah, it's easy for you to freaking say. And Christmas, it bothered me the most that Cringe-Miss would have a problem with this because she was telling David in the bathroom. First of all, she comes about it very passive aggressive. She sees David in the bathroom and she was like, bold move. And he's like, what? What? She's like, you know what I'm talking about. He's like, I don't. Can you just say it? And she's like, okay, don't treat me like I'm stupid. Just fucking say it, Christmas. What's wrong with you? And to do this, it's a real Karen move where she's just say it. If you have a problem, first of all, you're in his business. If he chooses to win or not, that's his business. So you're already in a business. And now you have this, you're going around this passive aggressive way. And finally she's like, we come from the world of CrossFit, David. Okay. So I need you to remember that we always go for it. We always win. Do you remember?
Oh my God, the world of
CrossFit?
CrossFit.
Yes. But she was naming somebody. I don't know who these CrossFit weirdos are, but she's like, remember Bob CrossFit? He tried to climb the rope. He couldn't. He didn't have any legs, or no, he had legs. She said he didn't use his legs.
Yeah. whatever his thing, whatever Bob CrossFit did was amazing. Yes.
So Bob CrossFit, he tried to climb this rope. First time he didn't use the legs. He got second place, and then he got it or something. And David's like, yeah, cool. She's like, so we don't give up. And she's like, in Big Brother, you don't give up. You always try. It's like, but you're the same person that offers to go up on the block as a replacement nom because you're so comfy. That to me is kind of giving up. That's not playing hard. You should never want to be put on the block, not to help an alliance, not to help anyone, not to help you in this game. So the fact that she consistently and constantly thinks, I love David's, what did you call it? His anti-strategy?
Anti-strategy, yeah.
Strategy, because he's letting these idiots are so stupid. They think they're coaching him because he's like, yeah, tell me more about that stupid strategy of yours.
Sure.
I'm just trying to help you. And he's like, yeah, tell me more how you got to final 3 and then got cut.
Right. It makes no sense if he expects to win and take 10 grand. But if he doesn't expect to win, which he probably won't, because he's got to face 6 other people, take 10 grand. But also, it's just entertaining to freak all of them out.
Yes.
So please keep freaking them out. Yes, please keep freaking them out. Yes. I don't come from the world of CrossFit, so I don't know.
I don't know Bob CrossFit, but apparently he has a very magical story that Christmas thinks everyone should know about. Thank you, Carrie, for the super sticker. You are so appreciated. My husband's in the chat. He says Bob CrossFit. He likes that one. I don't know. She was trying to pump him up so ridiculously. And then he walks away, and then she starts telling Tyler. And even Ty's like, all right, Cringemas. Everyone's kind of over her.
Yeah.
And her ridiculousness. So with her crazy talk and with her trying to tell David what to do and then commenting on the mic, she's like, I'm just trying to help. I'm just trying to help. I'm trying to help. You're not trying to help. You're not trying to help. You're trying to be up in his business. And nobody needs you. Nobody needs you. Okay, so everyone's just mad about it. Danny's just upset. Danny's using this as an opportunity because she wants Kevin to stay. And at this point, David's staying. But she's using this, trying to be like, see what he did? See what he did?
Yeah, I get that.
Which isn't horrible, but it's most likely, thank you, my husband has been watching me like my eyes and nose as I just wipe my nose and then wipe my eyes. I'm sure that's healthy.
It's an emotional time with Bob CrossFit.
I think Bob CrossFit passed away. I don't know. R.I.P. Bob CrossFit with no legs who made it up a rope. I don't know if that's what happened, you guys. Something like that happened. So are you bringing me more Kleenex, Steven? Oh, so I don't do nose to eyes. Just the same way you shouldn't do butt to, no nose to eyes. Okay. All right. I was going to share a little more than I should share. Oh, are you taking my? Thank you.
That is a good man you got there, Joleen.
Thank you.
Solid pick.
He does. Okay, I'll look at you guys' comments too. Okay. So David's just, whatever. He's being David, like you said, with his anti-strategy, and took the money. Everyone's big mad. Cringemas especially, because she just wanted to be an OTAV. She just like, if I would have been in it, I would have crushed it. Why does she think she's such a comp beast?
Yeah. And she's really weird about it. She also got super offended for being a have-not. Like it's weird. It's just like, calm down, lady. Like things aren't going to go your way. It's fine. That's life. That's how it is.
And now so remember when she got mad? I'm glad you brought that up. So she got mad about the slop. And she's like, I wasn't prepared. I was mid-taco. You don't mid-taco me, bro. And
don't mid-taco Bob CrossFit.
Bob CrossFit, one time someone gave him 2 tacos and he could only finish one. But by a week later, he finished the other one. And that's perseverance.
That's right. And he ate those tacos without his legs.
And then he climbed a rope. So she, as mad as she got at Davon for not warning her, she does it to Kevin. She puts Kevin. So Kevin and Enzo are have-nots for the week. So Cody picked Enzo and Christmas picked Kevin. And it's just so hypocritical because she didn't give him any warning. So she corners him in the storage room. And her game is she thinks she has a good social game, but she doesn't. So she corners them and she's like, I feel so bad. Oh my God, I feel so bad. I didn't want to have to do that. It's the same thing she did when she was HOH. I didn't want to put you up. It's your decision.
Yeah, you didn't. You're the one who did that. You could have picked anybody else. Literally anybody else.
You could have easily. And they all want these two to understand. They want David and Kevin somehow to understand, like, wait, I had to do it for the other people. No, do something good for your game. You did not have to pick Kevin, but she's like, they wanted to, because they wanted to make him weaker.
they wanted to sap his vital essences with slop.
She exactly. Oops, I almost highlighted the wrong. The comments are going too fast. Aubrielle, the privilege of this woman. I can't handle it. I agree. She's the entitlement, the privilege. It just oozes from her. It's gross. So Kevin's just like, all right, yeah, cool. All right, I hate you and I hate everyone. And he's just like going like this. And so she thinks she's just, I do Christmas, do jury management. And you're like, no,
ma'am. No.
Anyone next to Cringemas. I think Memphis would win next.
I think Memphis would win. I do have to run because I have my own little Zoom show going on. But I did want to say, apropos of nothing, just having this conversation with you, Joleen, and reading the audience comments. As much as I don't like Memphis, now that I think about it, I do think that he will top line the next NCIS spinoff. That's what I feel. That's how I feel.
Probably will.
I think he's perfect for it. I think he's perfect to head up NCIS next season.
He's the perfect amount of evil to do that.
Exactly.
Well, Jeena, I want to have you back.
I would love to come back. I'm going to keep watching the show for the rest of the season. I will keep up with the spoilers. And so, yeah, have me on anytime.
Yeah, just message me because I want to hear more opinions from you about things. And I want to talk more about getting more diversity on this damn show because they
absolutely. Yeah. It's been a little while. I was 6 years gone from Big Brother, and in the intervening time I transitioned genders and did a bunch of other stuff with my life, and I thought like I would come back with like this fresh perspective, like, wow, I've really changed. Let's see how I see Big Brother. Has that changed? No, it has not.
No, it's like we've all progressed and they've stayed the same. They've
stayed the same age. Exactly.
Well, I love you, Jeena, and I just love seeing you. And I know you got to go off because you have. Oh, I just dropped my whiteboard. You have a comedy show that you are producing right now. I linked all of Jeena's socials in the description. Follow her. I'm telling you, she is so freaking funny and just overall awesome person. And come back, will you?
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much. This has been super fun. I will be back, and let's hope that it's David for the win. Fuck it. That's what I'm saying. That's
David for the win.
David for the win. I know it's not going to happen, but that's where I'm feeling.
I'm feeling the same thing. I would. That's what this season deserves. Is someone who's never played to win this game, because the rest of these people are
absolutely.
So all right, we'll let you go, and we will keep talking about Big Brother. I'll talk to you soon. Bye, Jeena.
Bye.
All right, guys. So hold on. I dropped my whiteboard here. Okay, here we go. All right, I'm going to wipe my little allergy eyes. I've never had allergies like this since living in the desert. And let me tell you, it's something all right. So, okay, guys. So, like me and Jeena were talking about, Cringemas, she's just been crazy. She's been all over the feeds, just losing it. Then yesterday, she seemed to be in a good mood, and she was dancing around for the cams and acting as though everyone would want to see her and that the cameras want to see her. And half the time, I think the cameras just want to pan off of her because she's so ridiculous. We also saw a lot of talk about Danny. So it looks as though as soon as Kevin, who it looks like right now, we're still early, but this season is offering us very few surprises, that Kevin will most likely go home since he did not win the power of veto. And a lot of the guys want to keep David around, and they want to use him to take out people they can't, and they want to take, and then Cody wants to keep Christmas, take out Danny because Cody can't do anything. Cody can't do anything on his own without Daddy Derek telling him what to do. So there's a lot of talk about Danny, and Danny wants Kevin to stay, and she says she's going to do whatever it takes to get Kevin to stay. And I'm all on board for that. But then she tells the wrong person. She tells Nasal Nicole. And nasally, old sinus infection, old allergy, Malone goes and tells, like, Coney, I just think you should know that Danny says that even if you don't want it, she's gonna get everyone off of to vote out David, because that's just what you don't tell her. If you tell her, I'll kill you. And then in front of Enzo, Nicole and Cody talk about their parents communicating. So once again, it's smack dab in Enzo's face that these two are so freaking aligned. They're aligned in life. Their parents are watching together. And she's like, I don't see bad stuff about you, but if Danny says bad stuff, I just say that I just agree because I don't know what to do. And Cody's like, don't worry about it. I do too. If people are like, Nicole sucks and her messy buns are ugly, I just say, yeah, they do. She's like, you do? So Enzo, if anything, he should be rallying the other side to kind of go after these two, because for sure, I don't care what anybody says, Nicole is Cody's final two. Maybe Enzo, because Cody is that stupid that he would take Enzo to a final two. But the fact that Nicole and Cody are so bonded outside of this house, the fact that Nasal E was so kind to Cody's atrocious brother, Paulie, in BB18, who continues to be atrocious on Twitter. If you guys aren't seeing, I saw an interaction he had with Rockstar from BB20. And people were it came up that Paulie, who now is on the challenge, who I hope can't come back. I heard some rumor, and it might just be a rumor, but I hope it comes true, that maybe people are just roasting him, but something about a psych eval and he won't be back on the challenge. And I hope, because I would love not to see Paulie on my television. No more Cauliflower Brothers. I'm over it. I'm over the Cauliflower Brothers. I don't need to see you on our TV anymore. You love to talk down to women. You're annoying. You're mean. You're not entertaining. You're just boring. I don't want to see it. Go play soccer. Go kick a ball in a net. That's all I want you to do. I just want you to stay away. So this memory came up of someone tweeting about Cody's bulge, apparently, in one of his underwear ads, because he's just a very famous model and knockoff Hallmark movie actor. And Rockstar retweeted it and said, is this normal behavior for brothers to talk about each other's bulges? And Paulie lost it. Paulie, he called her like a has-been or something. I don't know. And then he subtweeted it. And it's just like, don't you have things to do? Aren't you in Montana with Cara Maria from the challenge? Like, brushing horses or something? Don't you have something better to do than to drag Rockstar? She was just asking a question. And to call her a has-been, what have you done? You've done the challenge and nobody likes you. You don't have any fans. Does he have fans? If he has fans, let me know if you're a fan, because I'd love to ask you why. And then I'd love to block you, because it doesn't make any sense. Who would like this dude? He's awful. Remember how he acted in BB18? He was atrocious. He's atrocious. The only people these Cauliflower Brothers buck up to are women. That's the only thing they do. They're like, did you say something? And then with guys, they cry and they go back, or they buck up when like security's involved. The only one Paulie ever bucked up to was the guy with hair plugs from the challenge, who's British, Kyle, or whatever his name is. So that's what's going on a side note. If you follow Rockstar, give her some love, because she doesn't need this douchebag coming for her when she's simply asking a question. Is it normal to talk about your brother's bulge? I don't know. I wouldn't do it personally. That's just me. I don't know. I'm a good Christian. I wouldn't talk about my brother's bulge, but maybe the Cauliflower Brothers, they do kiss their dad with the tongue. So if you kiss your dad with the tongue and on the mouth and on the lips as a grown up, maybe you also, admire your brother's bulge. That's just a thing that happens. So Danny is talking about defying the HOH, which you guys, we know in this season, you do not defy the HOH, because apparently New School Big Brother rules say that the HOH reigns supreme, is the Queen Elizabeth of the house. No matter what they actually know, because Queen Elizabeth is a little more of a figurehead, but you know what I'm saying. Just totally rules. First of all, you're only HOH for 1 week, unless you have that stupid power Danny had, and then don't use it. And then after that, no, you don't get to compete. And you put people on the block, and then you're done. You're only there to break a tie, okay? And play in the POV and keep the noms the same if you win. But these people, these new schoolers, play it like, was it on Rockstar Star? On my daughter's birthday? On my daughter's birthday? What is with these, like, idiot dudes like the Brent, or what's his, Brent, because that's what Julie called him, Brett, aka Brent, catching syphilis in the Las Vegas, coming for Rockstar. Just leave her alone. Who cares? Just leave her alone. What's the big deal? You're bothered. You're bothered because she doesn't want to have sex with you. You guys can only communicate with women who will do what you say and want to have sex with you, and Rockstar doesn't. And so that bothers you. And she has a personality, and that bothers you too. You like to hang out with me girls, they like this, or like, I just do it for Cody. So there's a conversation where Danny's completely right, and I think Danny's game this season has been atrocious. You guys know the way she has coddled Cody, the way she has done what he said. But in this case, she's like, Cody's HOH. He doesn't vote. We vote. Because Christmas says, because, you know, Danny's like, we should vote out David. Since Christmas and Memphis are big mad at David, then Danny thinks this is an opportunity for me to, you know, try to get them to vote out David so she can keep Kevin, knowing that Kevin's a better ally to her. And David obviously is going to come for Nicole and Danny in their eyes because, as Nicole said, I set him up. Like, she set him up and set that vote up against him, the Ian vote. And then Christmas goes, well, I don't know. I have to check with the HOH. Check with the HOH. Can you do nothing without a penis telling you what to do? Listen, COVID Cody should not be running your game. Nashville should not be running your game. Enyo should not be running your game. And Tai should not be running your game, aka Big Perk, okay? They sell their trinkets. Enzo, you know, he still has got to learn how to wash his hands properly. COVID Cody has an IQ of -10. Let's be honest, you guys. And Nashville is just awful. He's just, the worst parts of Florida are all, if the worst parts of Florida got together and created a human, it would be Nashville, aka Memphis. And then Memphis says the same thing. Well, we got to check with the HOH. Check with the HOH. You are not supposed to just blindly go along with this leadership. They're only the leader for one freaking week. They just make the noms. These people are just so ridiculous. I think all the family kissing is the reason COVID Cody has athlete's foot. It's probably, you know, because he's probably a foot sucker. You know, allegedly, guys, allegedly. Jokes, but really, you know, have you ever seen those people who are into feet? There's a video of a guy, and he's driving down the street in his truck, and his lady's on the phone, and they get to a stoplight, and he takes her foot and starts just like, I shouldn't have done that because that looks weird. But he starts like eating her foot and going at it, and someone in the car next to him is filming it like, and the girl's just like nothing. You know, she's like, well, there's freaking Dan again. He's always fine. Eat my foot, Dan. Take me to Kohl's. I don't know. She was like busy liking Instagram and, you know, counting her Kohl's cash. So he was just going at her foot. So he's probably like a foot eater, a foot licker. And that's probably what happened. Tyler went against Memphis's wishes when he was HOH. Yes, Tai. I don't think, you know, as much as Tai says, yeah, that's what you do. That's what you do. If it benefits Tai, he does what benefits Tai. So, but Christmas, this is the reason why I'll never believe Cringemas is a good player, because she will blindly go with the leadership, will blindly play for her alliance when it does not benefit her. She's like one of those people who votes against her own interest. That's what she constantly does in this game. And she doesn't have her own game, just exactly just like Zoe's mama saying. She does not have her own game. And so it's just boring. It's boring to watch. So Nicole keeps ratting out Danny, and it's a bad look because they're supposed to be the core four. And I get Danny's annoying and Nicole, you're annoying. And the best part was when Cody was talking about the Kevin conversation before he put Kevin up on the block, when Kevin told him, it's not all about you, Cody. And then Cody was like, what do you mean it's not? He was explaining it to Danny, and he said, I always get that because of how I look, because I'm just like so attractive. Bro. There are actual hot, attractive dudes who are offended by your comment, sir. Okay? Maybe in the world of Big Brother, you're not horrible to look at when you're looking at like Memphis, or, you know, you're looking at Jerkson or one of those weirdos. But let's be real. As much as you guys like to say, yo, and bro, you need to get it through your head. You are not all that. Okay, you're not even some of that. You're okay in the Jersey area you're from. I'm sure you pull, ladies, however you guys say it. I'm sure after a couple buttery nipple shots. I don't know. I don't drink anymore. Maybe after a couple what's something else people do? I don't know. Whatever gets you to the point where you'll just have sex with people. And I'm sure you do just fine there. But he's acting like, it's like, you're not like Brad Pitt status. Okay. You're not even Leonardo DiCaprio status. Okay. You're not even, in my opinion, you're not even John Quinones from What Would You Do? Who is my zaddy. is my ultimate zaddy. You're not. You're just like boring. Like. So then Danny goes, I don't think it's that. I think it's because sometimes you're annoying. And like, I like you and everything, you know, and I've gotten used to it, but you can just be annoying. And I was laughing so hard. I loved it. I loved it. But the fact that he really thinks like, no one gives me a fair shot because I'm just so freaking attractive. This is not fair. That's like discrimination against the pretty people. And, you know, so I get it. I get it, David. I get where you're coming from, you know, because I'm discriminated against too. People assume I'm not smart. I don't know why. I'm super smart. Like. So it's great to see Cody get owned a couple times and just be so bothered. And it bothers him that Kevin said that, because his biggest fear is not being liked. And something's wrong with people like Cody who need everyone to like them. In life, people are not going to like you. And that's okay. And you just keep it moving. If you are for everyone, then you're really for no one. And that's kind of what Cody is. Cody is just, he stands for nothing. There's just no appeal to him. So he's just bland. He's just there. He's ether. He's just, he just exists. And you're like, okay, cool. But there's nothing interesting about him. And he needs everyone to like him. And that's sad. That's something he's going to have to work on personally. But I loved watching him just go around the house so bothered and have to tell. You're a grown dude. You're a grown-ass man. And you need to go get the acceptance of everyone else and go, guess what Kevin said to me? It's not true, right? No, see, it's ridiculous, right? Like, I'm so I'm nice. Like, okay, like here's the thing. Like, I have a lot of friends outside of this. Like I tried to help this dude. I tried to help. They keep saying they're trying to help the people they're putting on the block. Kevin's not going to like you. This is the second time you've put him up. Why the frick would he like you? It seems like you've been targeting him from day one. You were HOH first, you targeted Kevin. And now you're HOH later, you're targeting Kevin. You haven't talked game. And Kevin said, you only talk to me right before HOHs. You'll come and lay down next to me just in case I win. So it's pretty ridiculous. But he got hurt. Kevin hit the spot. I wish this Kevin was here all the time. I would stand this Kevin so hard. I think this Kevin was afraid to be himself. I think early on, we did see a mean streak of Kevin when he came for Janelle, and it just didn't seem to make sense to me. I mean, they just didn't match up, I guess, personality wise, but then Kevin got big mad because he was a Janelle stan and he wanted Janie to be his best friend, and then, whatever. But I feel like this Kevin and Janelle would be buds. And they'd work together. And how epic would have that been to see this Kevin who reads people, this Kevin who's like, screw you, you put me on the block. I am so sick of watching this season where these people who are put up on the block time and time again have to go and cuddle and coddle the people who put them on the block. You do not have to go kiss the ass of the person who put you in the jail cell. That's like getting arrested and then hugging the cop and thank you, I needed that arrest. I needed that. When they close up the jail cell, be like, give me a hug. And then they're crying, like, I didn't want to have to do this. Well, then you shouldn't have arrested me for something stupid like weed or some shit. It's just ridiculous. It's such a reflection of the real world, you guys. I don't see how anyone doesn't see how all these things don't reflect directly to the real world. So Nicole, Nasal E, keeps being the rat that she's always been, like you guys said earlier. And that's, but we didn't expect anything more out of her. No, Danny still has this blind spot when it comes to Cody. She doesn't realize how much he's actually talking about her and talking badly about her behind her back and how much he does want her out, which is so dumb for Cody, because she's not coming for you, bro. She's not coming for you. As much as she talks shit, she loves looking at you. She loves having you around. So the only charisma that you're putting out there is working on Danny and Nicole. That's it. But he's like, oh, I want to keep Christmas in the game so I can take out Danny. Because Christmas and Danny, now those two, it's about to go down. I wish it was about to go down. The problem is, Danny, I don't think she'll go head to head with Christmas in a way we'd want to see her go head to head with Christmas, really put Christmas in her place, because she just talks shit behind your back and she would probably cry and complain. But I would love to see Danny and Cringemas go at it because Cringemas is just like, this is the 5th time I've heard her have my name in her mouth from people. Cringemas mad. And Cringemas, she wants to be the last woman standing because apparently to a lot of these women on BB22, if you're the last woman standing, you win. Just ask Victoria how well that worked out for her from BB16. Not well. Not well, bitch, in the words of Dorinda from The Real Housewives of New York. Not well, bitch. Not very well, bitch. I forget the exact, but RIP. She's not dead, but she's no longer a housewife. Okay. So we talked about the Cringemas CrossFit, talked to David. It was, you guys got to find it on the feeds. It was horrible talking about Bob CrossFit. Kevin hates everyone. I'm loving this. Kevin hates everyone. I'm loving watching him read everyone because I need this in my life. Don't kiss their ass. They've been against you since day one. Come for them. And if you're going home, go out with a bang. And he told Cody, he goes, I'm going to have fun this last week. I don't know about you, Codester. I don't know about you. You think everything's about you? And Coaster's like, I'm big man. I'm big man. And Kevin's like, oh, well, I'm going to grab my blanket. Thanks for connecting. That's what I'm going to say to everyone. Any hater I get on the channel, I'm going to be like, thanks for connecting. Does Nicole think she can beat Cody? Here's the shitty part, Dare to Be Bold. Here's the ultimate part of why this season has been so disappointing is because Nasal E, Nicole, she has told Cody straight up. She goes, I don't even care. I'll sit next to you, Cody, and I'll take second place. I'll gladly take second place to you and take the 50K. And I've heard her say this a couple times. It's like, what? Okay, but David's the problem because he took 10K in that competition when you guys have been targeting him and took out all of his allies nonstop. But David's the problem when you guys are sitting there. So there's been speculation on Twitter that maybe this alliance, maybe the core four, maybe people in the committee have some kind of splitting agreement where they would split the money. And which is against the rules of the game to do that. But I think it's been done before. So that would explain a lot of why these people are keeping some of the people that they're keeping and not taking out, when they can. Ty Big Perm. Brandy says, hated how she said to David, oh, all your earnings going to charity? He says, no, just prizes. Leg days. Yeah. She tried to, when David was telling her that anything he makes, he's going to give to Black Lives Matter causes. And she goes, oh, so all of your earnings? Meaning the 40K they get for playing and then the 25 they get for making it to jury. I think it ends up being 25 with the weekly extra they get for being in jury if he doesn't make it to the end. But he'll still get that because just making it to jury means you make it to the time when jury starts. And he's like, no, I want to be very clear. He made sure to be very clear. It's like, Cringemas, you've never done anything like that I know of. I don't know. So maybe you should, Cringemas. After the way you've behaved, especially to the people of color on this season and the season you were on before, you should be donating all your earnings to causes that affect and help Black Lives Matter and things like that. You should definitely be doing that because you're the problem. You're a big problem. And I don't think she's someone that will ever have the self-awareness to realize that. But she's the problem. She's the problem. Thank you, Ashley, for the super chat, the super sticker. Hopefully I didn't miss any super chats, you guys. I'm trying to keep up. Yeah. Cringe's biggest accomplishment was a crime. It was a crime. It was a crime. She just reeks. She reeks of entitlement and privilege, and she just doesn't know it. And she really thinks, she's like, I'm pissed. I'm pissed that David took the money. Pissed. You're just pissed because you wanted to play in the HOH. Then you found out it was OTEV. I just feel bad. I mean, actually, I don't feel bad because they cast her, but the producers and the people that have to put up with her. This is what you get. This is what you get when you cast someone like her. Okay. When she was told to sit down 3 times, according to Nicole Franzel, during the HOH comp. And Danny says she gets so mad, like kid mad. So she's basically throwing a hissy fit, like a tantrum, because she doesn't get her way within the house. And she goes from throwing a tantrum to crying and feeling sorry for herself to maniacally laughing and being like, they'll all pay. I'm so strong. She doesn't know where she quite sits. Living up here in Christmas's head is, like I've said before, it's American Horror Story up here. Her, Frazzled Franzel, American Horror Story. Ryan Murphy, your next season is in Cringemas's head and Nasal E's head. I mean, what goes on up there is the scariest thing I can imagine. Thank you so much, Gio, for the super chat. Love watching you, Joleen. Well, I love you watching, and I appreciate you so much. We talked about the slop situation. You know, Kevin, I love that Kevin too is telling people what Christmas said. And Christmas is like, I didn't say that. Yeah, you did. You told him you did not want to put him on slop, and other people made you do it. And that is such a cop-out, and it's such bull. And it's just typical of this season. No one can take ownership. You have to hug them when they put you on the block, and they need reassurance that they're liked. You're not. Only people who worry or have had issues with not being liked need reassurance about being liked. But here's the thing, you're just not going to be liked. There's going to be, I mean, in life, all of us deal with that. Having a YouTube channel, some people are like, I hate Jolene's guts. I hate her. She sucks. She's stupid. She's too opinionated. I don't like it. She makes everything political. This isn't what we do. This is what BB commentators do. I get that comment. People say, you're not professional. I never said I was freaking professional. I'm a stand-up comedian who's doing commentary on a show I watch, my opinion, my channel. And then they can keep it moving. And that's it. That's okay. You're not going to, like Davon says, you're not supposed to be for everyone. Okay? You will find your people, you will find your tribe, and you roll with that in life. You don't need everyone to like you. COVID Cody, why? It just baffles me why COVID Cody thinks that Kevin would like him when you've targeted him since day one. Why would he like you? What's there to like about you? You've put his game on the line. Yeah, it's a game, but you haven't tried to connect with him. So where would this likability come in? What have you done? Do you give him back rubs? You put him on the block and give him a back rub? Do you kiss him on the lips like you do your daddy? I don't know. You know, but unfortunately, Kevin was not in Daddy Derek's plan for this season, so the coaster doesn't know how to deal with him. He does not know how to deal with him. Love your t-shirt. Thank you, Eva Rowe. I got it at Target. They have some tie-dye going on. I love myself a Target boutique. I don't know if they still have them, but they were like $8. So if you got a Target by you, take a look. Thank you, Liz in Texas, $10 super chat. Thank you. Thanks for keeping it fun. We try to keep it fun. We just make fun. And then, you know, we also call out the BS and have a good time. What else are you guys saying? Please, David, yes, survive the triple eviction. That would be amazing, Zoe's mama. Hot Mess Memory says, Kevin has got a mouth on him. Where was this the past several weeks? That's the thing. I think Kevin, you know, Kevin's talked a lot on the feeds about when he did his first season, he was on the side of power. So he was trying to relay that to Cody. Like, I know what it's like to be on the side of power in this game. And now I know what it's like to be not on the side of power at all. And COVID Cody's like, well, I've always been on the side of power, you know? So Kevin is realizing he's now come to the point where he's saying things like he appreciates now knowing both sides of the coin and seeing how he reacts when he's not on the side of power and how much that made him appreciate his relationship with Davon, which is nice to hear because for a while, I wasn't sure. I was like, when did Kevin all of a sudden fall in love with Davon? Because I feel like he didn't completely trust her and Bailey, and he had such bad reads, and he was riding with Nicole A early on, and he didn't want to ride with Kaser and Janelle, and it was just weird. But this makes sense. So now that he's seeing what it's like in this house to not be on the side of power, because he's like, in BB11, I was never put on the block. And now I've been on the block 5 of 8 times. I think it's been 8 total. And he's like, that's why I value friendships like Davon so much, because she was there for me and I really needed her. And so that's cool. It's cool that it's cool that he's able to do some like inner reflection as a human being within the home or within the house, not in the home. That sounded a little creepy. Realification. Thank you for the super chat. Said, haven't heard anyone talk about the standing broom. What's up with that? I know it's Christmas. Christmas isn't clever enough. She's not smart enough to be a witch. She's not. Witches are powerful and amazing. A coven is everything, and she's too boring. She's riding a dick all the way home. Do you know what I mean? It's all she's doing. She's riding a winning dick all the way home. They'll win, and she'll go home, just like she did in BB19 when she got cut in Final 3, and she really thought she was doing something, and she really thought she was, you know, teaching Josh things. And the thing with Christmas and Cringemas is she believes she's above these people in her mind. So she thinks that she literally is telling Tyler, like, I'm David's only, and I'm Kevin's only person in this house. A what? Cringemas. Like, you need to get this. Someone needs to read this. You got to go to the doctor. Okay. Because you have never been an ally to these two gentlemen, and they do not think that you are. You haven't helped them. You haven't done shit. Just because you talk to them sometimes and grace them with your weird ass presence does not mean that you are their person. So when word got back to Cody from Kevin about Cringemas talking about the slop and wanting to weaken Kevin, she got big mad. She got big mad because she's like, oh, he said that? And Cody said, yeah, he threw you under the bus, because Cody had to just go salt Kevin up because Kevin got him. Kevin clocked his ass, and he does not know how to clock him back. He does not know how to have a debate, an argument. He's just used to people going, okay, Cody, and Kevin is sitting there saying, I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed. He's Shania Twaining him. He looked at Cody and said, that don't impress me much. Those abs, anyone can get abs. Big deal. That is not something to add to your resume. Okay. You need to have some personality. You need to have some brains. And so once Cringemas found out, Cody walked out of the room, and she was in the key room, and she did more weird cam talk, and she's talking to the cams, and she was like, should have known Kevin threw me under the bus after all I've done for him. And I did an impression video. I did 2 impression videos. So I'm going to grace you guys with another. And grace, that sounded so douchebag. But I'm going to grace you guys with another one of my impressions. My next Christmas impression, which I do an impression of her talking to the feeds after the Kevin thing. And she was basically, thank you, Jamie B, for the super sticker. She was basically saying, I'm all you had. You could have had a whole team behind you. And you chose to throw me under the bus after everything I've done for you. Vote out your allies. Put you on slop. Only talk to you when it benefits my game. I am a good freaking person. She has to convince herself. Even when she's trying to think of things, she says, I went on the block as a replacement nom for you. What? Huh? A who? A what? What? No, just because you're stupid and you blindly trust your cult is not you trying to help Kevin. That just means you're dumb and you're the one who's too comfortable. So and then she goes, and I made him fried slop or fried rice or something. So you put him on slop without any warning, which made you big mad for a whole week, to the fact that it hit the episode. Even the casuals were saying you are a poor sport for the way you were complaining about being a have-not, which is part of the game, miss. Part of the game. You guys love to say it's part of just the game. It's just game. It's just game. It's just game, cringe miss. Slop is just game. There's no rule that says you have to give someone notice. And then you don't give Kevin notice, even though you got so pissed that you didn't get noticed. You're like, I guess this is tit for tat day, tit for tat. So, you put him on slop with no notice, and then you make him some fried slop, and you want him to kiss your feet? You want him to go, girl, what? You have so many issues. So she's just looking at her. She goes, and I can't think right now everything I've done, but there's been more. Who are you trying to convince? Because you're not convincing us. Because we watch the live feeds. We see what happens. We hear you. Okay, you realize that, right? You guys in the house, you're trying to create a narrative that doesn't exist. The same way you tried to recreate the Davon fight as Davon charged you. She never charged you. She walked away. And Christmas said, good night. And Davon said, I'm not going to bed. And Christmas said, I'm going to lock my door. And then you charged at Bailey. But you tried to recreate the narrative and say, yeah, Davon charged at me. No. You don't get to do that, because we will hold you accountable, because we watch the feeds. You are a whole mess, a whole ass mess. You are a Chris mess. Seriously, Chris Mess, that's her new name. She is just so messy, and she doesn't realize it. And I think she really does think she has fans out there. And maybe a couple casuals or people who have no cognition. I don't know who would be her fans. I assume people who don't watch and just lift tires in parking lots. Maybe Bob CrossFit. I don't know, you guys. It is so crazy. It's so crazy. But yeah, how dare Dave make her? How dare Cesar's Reality World? How dare Davon make her play the game? How dare, after everything she did for Day, put her on the block? That's her thing. You put her on the block. But she wasn't my target. But her number one ally left. Her alliance of Black Girl Magic was destroyed because of you. And it didn't benefit your game at all. Christmas, mess. It just sounds like Christmas. Cringe miss. It didn't benefit you. It benefited the dudes you work for. The penises you answer to were happy that you women in this game continue to vote out other women. It is so stupid. And you never seem to understand that these dudes will align. They will stay aligned. They will stay true to one another. But you will go at each other. It's just so dumb. It's so dumb, you guys. Yes, like Denise says, please like and subscribe, you guys. Christmas looks like you are face, by the way. Well, when I do those, I do put a filter over my face of their picture, if you guys didn't know, because some people were asking me like, wow, you contoured your nose like nasal E. And I'm like, no, I do the filter. I don't know how to contour that well, but I do have another Cringemas video coming out this afternoon. Please show it some love, you guys. The one I put out yesterday is up on my channel. It's the video before this one. Please show it some love. Please share it out. I'd love to get it up to like 10K views. It helps a lot to make these videos because I brought my crazy out. I brought my inner American Horror Story. Ryan Murphy, book me. I'm ready to be freaking crazy. I wish America would have a little bit more power. That would be so awesome. Christmas. Is this the Tyler Christmas Alliance? Christmas? That would be hilarious. No, she was actually car accident was when she was 13, talking about on YouTube. Okay, you guys are talking about something else that I don't know about. All right. So on it. Thank you. I appreciate it, you guys. Make sure you follow me on the social medias. See, I know what I'm doing here. At Joleen Lunzer on Instagram and at JoleenBB22. I'd like to get to 10K so that I can steal all of Frazzled Franzel's influencers. I'm going to call Olay and be like, listen, Olay, can you do anything for my allergy eye? I need some Olay cream. All right. Because if you can have someone who's an influencer and talks like this, then why can't you have me? It's not fair. It's not fair. You're so mean. You're so mean. Okay, so we have a new episode of Big Brother. I will be back to talk about that on Tuesday with Miranda for the Big Brother breakdown with Joleen. Until then, I am going to watch tonight's episode. I am going to edit my other Cringemas video. And please, you guys, if you haven't already, go and sub to Ina. Ina has her channel. Just search Ina Crunk. I think she put the link in the chat here. But if you just search Ina's wonderful name as she shares out my Twitter, you can find her and sub to her. And she's going to be putting all kinds of fun content out there. But she does have her first Big Brother video. And we want to support our girl, Ina. Yeah. I mean, Max said pretty much is going with the season. We forget that there is an episode today. So most likely Kevin is going home because we already know all this crap. Unless Danny can somehow rally the troops, which I don't know how she'll be able to because people are sick of Danny. And it looks like she and Nicole are going to be the next ones targeted. I know Tai and Cringemas are okay with going after Danny and Nicole next. So Nicole, all that going against your allies and going against women in the house worked out well for you. You too, Danny. Just imagine had you kept Janelle. I bet you she would have worked with you. She would have worked with you in an old school alliance. But instead, you chose to go the COVID Cody route. You know, you never win when you play not dirty, you play dumb. And when you play for men, you never win. Ask Erica from the first BB All-Stars how that played out for her. You never win. But when Erica and Janelle aligned forces, they were able to make a big move and get Dr. Will out. But when you play for men in this game, you never win. So as my nose is running into, okay, yes, I got to go take an allergy pill. Thank you for bearing with me and all my snot and crazy eye watering. Thank you for all the super chats. Shout out to my mods. If anyone sees J Jobs, also, I think I accidentally the other week blocked or did something and timed them out or timed her out, timed them out, I should say. And so I miss J Jobs. I miss you. And I'm sorry if I timed you out. But I will be back on Tuesday, like I said, with Miranda. Monday, I'll be doing 90 Day with Nana. If you guys are into 90 Day Fiance, you are not going to want to miss me and Nana going live, breaking down the first part of the reunion airing tonight for 90 Day Fiance, Happily Ever After. My mom is a real trip and hilarious. So ways to support the channel are in the description. Please follow me on the socials. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy my next Christmas video, which will be coming to you tonight. Everyone have a wonderful evening. Take care of yourselves. And remember, We asked for this. No, we didn't. We did ask for Big Brother, but we didn't ask for this. This is too much. We deserved better, but we're going to work with what we got because the triple's coming up Thursday and cannibalism within the committee will be happening. And hopefully we just watch them eat each other. I watched #Alive. Yeah, it's Alive on Netflix last night. It didn't get good reviews, but I liked it. And it reminded me of what's going to happen soon with Big Brother for the Committee Alliance. I cannot wait to watch them cannibalize. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe, and share this video out on your socials. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.
This ain't over. You know